Yo, what's good everyone? Thank you for tuning into today's video. Want to give a massive shout out to any of my returning viewers. However, if you are new to the channel, my name is Aiden, and on this channel we do release brand new sneaker content just like this each and every week. So do make sure to smash that subscribe button. Also make sure that bell notification is switched on so you never miss a video. And without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into the intro. So I recently threw up a poll on my community tab on the channel asking you guys what video you wanted to see after the Flint 7s. Turns out I had a little bit more free time this morning, so I've been able to shoot this video before the Flint 7s have even arrived. So I'm going to throw it back to you guys again. What video do you want to see after the Flint 7s? Do you want it to be the Raging Bull 5s or the Air Max 95 Evolution of an Icon? Do make sure to leave me a comment in the comment section below. Whatever gets more votes will definitely be the review that we work on after the Flint 7s. But with all that waffling aside, let's go ahead and jump straight into the video. Before we go ahead and actually dive into the shoes, like we always do on my channel, let's just go ahead and take a quick look at the shoe box. Now, this is actually a Jordan 1 box, but it's radically different from any other Jordan 1 box that you may have already seen in the past. Now, the normal format for Jordan 1 boxes is all black across the top with the red Nike branding in the center. Now, as this shoe is part of the CMFT line, it's radically different. As you can see, we have more of this brown or tan color with the black Nike branding. If we take a quick look at the label, which reads Air Jordan 1 Zoom CMFT in the Stadium Green black and white colourway. Now, this is a personal pair, as you'll be able to tell, as it is a UK size 9, which is my personal size. This shoe did actually initially release on the 14th of April. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to cop for personal when it did initially release, so I did actually cop my pair via StockX. I've already unboxed this shoe in the past as well on a previous video, which I will make sure to link above in the cards if you do want to go ahead and check it out. But with all of this aside, if we now just go ahead and just jump straight into the shoes. So without any further ado, jumping straight into the shoe, starting from the toes up. Now, the toe box itself has actually been constructed of this really interesting white textile material. For anybody that is wondering, the CMFTs do have the exact same shape and build as a normal Jordan 1, but the materials that they use, I'll be honest, they're vastly different to anything you've probably ever seen. I'll be honest, I've never seen a toe box that's made from this textile material. It borders on mesh, in my opinion, but it's not mesh at the same time. Really interesting feel overall. Kind of got these raised dots next to the perforations, which I'm not sure, you know, if they're just there for like aesthetics or if they're just bobbles in the mesh or the textile, I should say. Really interesting design. Can't really complain either because I don't think it's going to be that bad when creasing. For anybody that's ever owned a Jordan 1 before, if you don't use a crease defender, it's going to crease up really bad. And in my opinion, as soon as they do crease, they look beat up and worn out. Not everybody feels the same as me, because I do know a lot of people like to actually, you know, crease up the Jordan 1s and add a little bit of character. But to me, I just think it looks really bad. So the fact that this is more of a textile material, hopefully it shouldn't crease as bad. I did try to actually use a crease defender in this. It felt quite uncomfortable, so I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to wear it as it is. But if we then just look around the actual toe box of the shoe, as you can see, we have that really nice, vibrant Stadium Green suede. I will be honest, it's not the best or most premium suede you've ever seen or had on any other shoe, but it's decent enough. It's not that long hairy suede that you might have on other shoes, and unfortunately it also doesn't have that two-tone element to it like what we saw with the Jordan 13 red Flints. But even still pretty decent, and I feel like it's going to look quite good after a few wears, which isn't something you can always say when it actually does come to suede. I don't actually believe it's genuine suede either. It feels like more of a synthetic blend in my opinion. I could be completely wrong. This might be genuine, but if it is, it's a pretty poor, you know, version of genuine suede, if I'm honest.
It's true.
But if we then just continue further back the shoe itself, on both the lateral and medial sides, we do have more of that white textile material. But the thing that I personally love most about it is the Nike swoosh, rather than being an additional piece of material like leather or suede, it's actually been cut into the textile to reveal the Stadium Green suede underneath. I personally am a big fan of the detail. Really nice, really interesting concept. Anytime they do something a little bit different to the norm, I'm genuinely kind of all over it. As you can see with the London colourway behind me, we actually had a really interesting swoosh on that shoe as well. And it does seem that whenever we're getting these new CMFT colourways, they're doing lots of different things to make the shoe stand out from the normal Jordan 1s. Don't get me wrong, the normal Jordan 1 concept always works. You really can't go wrong with it. But having the swoosh like this, I personally am just a big fan of it. But in terms of this white textile material, not sure if I've already touched on it. It's not the most premium feeling. It looks pretty decent in my opinion, but it just doesn't feel the best. The best way I could probably describe it is it feels like that wear-away material that they use on the Air Force One. So I am interested to see how this looks after a few wears. I feel like the more you wear it, the more it's going to distress and look a little bit different. So this is definitely a shoe that I'm going to add to the update videos list, and in the future, hopefully I will be able to bring you an update so you guys can see exactly how it looks. If we take a look then around the actual ankle collar of the shoe, as you can see, we do have that really nice glossy Wings logo. It's a little bit different to the standard Wings logos that I've ever seen. It doesn't feel the same. It feels a little bit more like it's actually been laser etched into the suede. I'm personally not sure exactly what the process is to actually get this onto the ankle collar, but it still maintains the same look and appearance to a normal Jordan 1, but the feel is just really different. If you guys know any more about it, do make sure to leave me a comment in the comment section below. So if we then just go ahead and move down the shoe itself, as you can see, we have this all white midsole. Switching then to the outsole of the shoe, we do have a rubber outsole with Zoom cushioning. As you can see, we do also have a slight variation in colour as well. I would say that this is more of a tennis ball green than what we see on the rest of the upper. But just in terms of the Zoom cushioning, this is by far the most comfortable Jordan 1 that you can buy on the market right now. I've said in previous videos that I'm not going to be buying any of the Jordan 1 retros. I've tried lots of different shoes, lots of different colourways, even in lots of different sizes. I just can't seem to get it to work for me. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, but whenever I wear them, I just find them incredibly uncomfortable, and I don't really see the point in having lots of Jordan 1s, but I'm just not going to wear. So this is a really good option for anybody that's like me. If you want to wear the Jordan 1, but you just don't find them comfortable, definitely go with the CMFTs, because the comfort on this shoe is in the name and it works incredibly well. What I found the most impressive is the actual insole kind of compresses with your feet, and it just feels amazing when you walk in. I actually wore my Londons a little while ago, wore them for hours walking around with my kids. Absolutely no complaint, didn't have to take them off, didn't have to switch them out for any other shoes. So I personally can't vouch for the comfort of this shoe more highly. If you're kind of on the fence, what I would say is don't knock it until you've tried it, because I was a little bit like, it's an interesting concept, but it's not really going to be that different. It genuinely is. I would argue that at the moment, because I don't actually have any Yeezys in my collection currently, this is probably the most comfortable shoe I do have in my collection. But if we then just go ahead and move back into the center of the shoe, as you can see, we have these flat black shoelaces. The laces themselves do sit atop this white nylon tongue. Unfortunately, this shoe doesn't actually come with any additional laces. I personally don't mind it, but I do know that a lot of people would like to kind of change it out. I do feel like if you were to put green laces in, it would be a little bit much. So I personally, I'm just going to stick with the black. I do actually think that maybe sail laces might look quite nice. So I might actually try that out. Not sure, to be honest, but maybe it'll work. And then if we just continue up the actual tongue to the top, we do have the Zoom branding at the very top of the tongue. Now, also alongside the tag, we do have some more of that exposed foam, which is pretty consistent when it does come to the comforts. Initially, I was a little bit concerned, you know, when I first started to get into comforts, that it wasn't very durable and it would look kind of tatty. I personally don't mind it now. It looks absolutely fine, doesn't affect the overall shoe, and in general, I'm kind of a big fan of the exposed foam. It's pretty consistent when it does come to comforts as well, so I personally haven't seen any shoe that comes without it, so that's definitely something that you should bear in mind. But if we then just dive into the actual shoe itself, I'm not exactly sure if the camera will be able to pick it up, but on the sides of the shoe, we do actually have these small ankle pillows. Genuinely adds to the comfort, really soft against your ankle, adds a lot of support and structure as well. So in that aspect, you really can't complain. And then moving even further inside the shoe, as you can see, we do have that Zoom branding. Also, I did actually forget to mention, just above the top eyelets, we do actually have the Zoom branding just underneath. A little detail that you might not notice at first glance. You definitely won't notice if these shoes are on feet, but really nice detail for the shoe. But But if we then just go ahead and move to the back of the shoe, as you can see, we do have more of that stadium green suede wrapping right the way around. The shoe does also maintain the hourglass look like you see with all other Jordan 1 retros. So this is another detail to show you that this is exactly the same in terms of shape and build as a regular Jordan 1. It's just more comfortable. So it's not necessarily like a Jordan 1 mid where the shaping's a little bit different and the feel is a little bit different. This is the closest thing you can get to a regular Jordan 1 high, but it's just, as I say, a lot more comfortable. So that just about wraps up everything I feel like is worth covering on this shoe. So if we now just go ahead and jump into my opinions on the shoe. So just to wrap up this video and give you guys my overall opinion on the shoe itself, in terms of rating, I give this a very respectable 8 out of 10. Genuinely no complaints. The build of the shoe is really good. The structure is really nice on the shoe as well. Didn't really come across any or many QC faults with it. And in general, like I say, the materials aren't the most premium, but they'll definitely do, and they're definitely deserving of the price point. The fact is, this shoe comes in at under the regular Jordan 1 price point. It's a lot more comfortable, a lot more wearable in my opinion, so I've got absolutely no complaints. But I'd love to get your guys' opinions on the CMFTs, this colourway included. Do you think they're a must cop? Are you passing on them? Do you have any in your collection? Do make sure to leave me a comment in the comment section below. Also, if you've stuck around to this point in the video, I want to say a massive thank you. Do make sure to smash that subscribe button. Also, make sure that bell notification is switched on so you never miss a video. And I hope to see you all again in the next one.